Did Sony get it right this time? Is this Spider-Man better than all the original than all the other ones? Whew, let's get into it. This is my review for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Peace. What's going on, you guys? I am, as always, Mr. Grimripper 512, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Ripper Real Movie Reviews. This is where I review movies that have already come out already. And today I'm going to give you guys another review for this time for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, this film was directed by Bob Persichetti, Peter Ramsey, and Rodney Rothman. This film is based on Spider-Man by the late Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, and Steve Ditko, and stuff like that. This film stars Shemik Moore, Jake Johnson, Haley Steinfeld, Shala Ali, Brian Tyree Henry, Lily Tomlin, Luna Lauren Velez, Zoe Kravitz, John Mulaney, Kimiko Glenn, Nicolas Cage, Catherine Hahn, and Lee Schreiber. Alright, so let's get into this here, shall we? Now, I am not going to give you guys any spoilers. I'm going to try my best to hold it in. I'm going to try my best to hold this in as long as I possibly can. God damn it. Sorry, guys, my mic again. I apologize. But anyway, now, as you know, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is a telling of Mike Morales' story. Now, if you don't know who Miles Morales, excuse me, sorry. Now, if you don't know who Miles Morales is, he is another Spider-Man. I haven't really read too much into him. I don't really know all that much about, according to what I know about him. He is half black, half I think he is, if I can remember correctly, he is let me see here. Let's see. Oh yeah, so he's half black, half Puerto Rican in the movie. So he's like a completely different version of Peter Parker, Peter Parker. Excuse me. But as you know, he gets bitten. He gets bitten by a spider, by a radioactive spider, and stuff like that. And then he's trying to go through life as a normal kid and stuff like that. And then something happens where he gets involved in this situation involving a parallel universe and stuff like that. When the original Spider-Man, which is Peter Parker, in his time period, passes away, he promises him that he's going to he promises him that he wants to excuse me yeah, he promises him that he's gonna be the new Spider-Man. So during this movie, during this movie, there's a lot of there's a lot of references to the original Spider-Man movies, the Raimi films, the 19 the and not to mention that there's a post-credit scene which is completely fucking hilarious. Which is completely hilarious. So, I do not want to tell you guys that post-credit scene. Some of you have already probably seen it. Some of you haven't, so I'm not gonna spoil it. My favorite characters, I had some favorites in this movie. One of them was Spider Ham or Spider Pig or whatever you want to call him. He was funny. He's funny like a son of a bitch. I love what they did with Peter with the alternate version of Peter Parker. He was actually. I know a lot of people have said this in their review, but we finally got a Spider-Man. You know, we see Peter B. Parker, which is the alternate version of Peter Parker, the regular Peter Parker. He's going through his own troubles. He gets separated from his wife Mary Jane. Mary Jane doesn't want to be with him no more, and all that. And then we get Gwen Stacy, who I love, who I've read so much in the comics. This time, it's not a male Dr. Octavius that we get. It's a female Dr. Octavius that we get. Olivia Octavius. I love what they did with Wilson Fisk, with Kingpin. Even though he kind of looks weird in the movie, he kind of looks really, really weird. He has a big ass body and a small ass head. But I love what they did with this movie. Oh my god, dude! The cinematography in the film was so awesome. The animation was on point. Everything, the action scenes. I love what they did, and especially, I love what they did with Miles' uncle. Oh my god, the Prowler. The Prowler is in this movie. Spoilers, by the way. You had Scorpion in this. I didn't like what they did with Tombstone. I kind of think that they could have made Tombstone a little bit better, but I love what they did. Oh my god, man. There was a lot of scenes in this movie as well where it just went dark. Like, there's a scene where Miles is trying to get away from the Prowler. He ends up getting this disk drive. He has his disk drive, and he's trying to get away from the Prowler. Not knowing who it is. Not knowing who it is, you know what I mean? Like, the Prowler, he the Prowler has him by the throat, and you think that he's gonna kill him. You think that he's gonna break his throat. You think that he's gonna crack his neck. But then I don't want to give too much away, but when he this is gonna be just one spoiler. When he takes off his mask and sees it's Miles, he takes off his mask and he's all like, "Oh my god," you know what I mean? And then he tells, Aaron, the Uncle Aaron refuses to kill Miles, and so I didn't think that it would be that graphic. How he got killed, how they killed him, how they killed this poor dude. But it was graphic. It was really graphic. I loved how they put all that together. The scene where after that, the scene where after that, um, Miles. I love that. I love that. It's a sad scene. It's a really sad scene. Where he, you know, his dad, him and his dad aren't really on speaking terms. Because they kind of go through different things in the movie and stuff like that. Um, but his dad goes in there and he tells him, you know, uh, he reassures Miles, and stuff like that. And oh my God, and I gotta talk about Aunt May. Oh my God, have mercy. um, Lily Tomlin, Lily Tomlin, who plays Aunt May, is really good. Uh, uh, Lily Tomlin, who plays Aunt May, is really good as Aunt May. Um, I love what she did in this movie. Uh, and there's a couple of other ones I love too. Mary Jane Watson, MJ, uh, Peter Porker, Spider Ham. It was funny in this. The one thing I can say, Nicolas Cage acted his ass off in this movie. He literally acted his ass off in this movie, and I loved him as Spider Noir, as Spider Noir, because oh my God, that was completely awesome. Uh, that character, and I would love to see that character. I would love to see that character in his own movie, just like Penny Parker, uh, Penny Parker, who was like an animated version, who was like an anime type, uh, uh, who was like an anime type Spider Man, Spider Person, Spider Girl, whatever. Um, Man, I gotta give the cast credit, so much credit. I gotta give the directors of this so much credit. And there's this, and man, there's a cameo in this film that broke my heart, man. I miss him so much. Um, I don't want to tell y'all what it is. It's a Stan Lee cameo. Uh, it's a Stanley cameo, and it just broke my heart seeing him there. Um, it just like after what we know now, after from what we know now, um, uh, but I love this. I love it. I love what they did with the movie. I love the cinematography. I love the animation. The different animations in this movie are being patented right now, according to what I heard. And oh my God, man, this film was completely gorgeous. I love this film. I give this motherfucker a 10 out of 10. I don't know where people got. I don't know. Some people are gonna probably disagree with this, and some people are gonna disagree, probably agree with it. But I give it a 10 out of 10 because this movie was completely good. This completely off the page, off the freaking page, man. With what they did with Miles Morales, how they put him in this world, and stuff like that. How what they did with Peter, what they did with an older version of Peter Parker. I love that the dynamic between those two characters, Spider Noir. I love what Nicolas Cage did. Peter Porker, Spider Pig or Spider Ham as they call him in this movie. I love what they did. They used different animation styles in this movie, and it looks so perfect. It looks so badass. Now, if you're asking, is this the perfect Spider-Man film? I'm gonna say, oh hell yes. I'm gonna say, oh hell yes. This is the perfect Spider-Man film to take your kids to go watch. This is it's gonna probably make them a little sad. It's gonna it's gonna make them sad and stuff like that. But it's so good how this movie turned out. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Do you agree with my review? Do you think that there could have been a little bit more better things in the film? Do you think that the film was perfect on its own? Let me know in the comments down below. I am Mr. Graham 512, and I'll see you all in the afterlife. Peace.